WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to the Havoc Hour, presented by Stockton Mortgage, your power play in mortgage lending.
NMLS 8259.
Call Jen DiTullio at 402-350-0392 for all your mortgage needs. Now, let's head to Zambrewski's upstairs at the Ice Sports Complex.
And good evening to you as you watch on WZZN TV. I am Joe Hunk. And welcome to the Havoc Hour, where for the next hour, we're going to be talking about, well, just that, Havoc hockey, as we're going to be hanging out in here. As sitting directly beside me right now is the assistant coach for the Huntsville Havoc, Chris Blasius. I get it?
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, all right, Chris Blasius. He's joining us, and he's going to be joining us for the next little bit. You can also get your questions in as we have our WZZN TV chat is going right now. So what you can do is you can get those questions in. We're going to be able to ask those to Coach Blasius. We're going to be able to talk to Dylan Stewart here in just a minute. Also, Alger, who is the SPHL Player of the Month for the month of December. And we're going to talk to these guys about everything that's kind of happened over the course of the last week because, Coach, you guys have been on the road. Like, it feels like you guys have been on the road for a month now.
It feels that way. We talked about it. The last 5 games, we traveled over 2,900 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I wanted to do the math beforehand, but I didn't. And I'm glad you said that because I was wondering how far the drive was.
Yeah, so we left right after we played on the 26th. We played Roanoke and then got on a bus to Roanoke and traveled 8 hours there and round trip. And, then from there we go to Fayetteville, then we come home, and then we went to Evansville, and then we came home, and then we went to Roanoke and came home.
It's like,
yeah. Well, so the back and forth, you just keep adding the miles.
Well, and I think it was the New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
You guys played in Evansville,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I, we took our son to the skating rink right across from the VBC over there beside the museum. Okay. And as we're walking, we look over and we see the bus.
Yeah.
My wife looks at her watch and she goes, "Are they just now getting back from the game?" And I went, no. I was like, hold on. They're in Evansville tonight. Why are they still? It was only like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you guys bus it every single time?
Yeah. In this league, you bus everywhere.
Yeah.
Like Roanoke, every trip's a little different. Evansville's actually not as far as you'd think. It's only about 4.5 hours.
It's surprising.
Yeah. Fayetteville's long. Earlier in December, we did one of these 6 and 10s where we played Evansville at home on a Thursday, and I got on a bus and traveled 10.5 hours to Peoria. And then we beat Peoria that night. And then from there, we traveled like 5.5 hours and went to Evansville on the 7th of December. So, yeah, when you at this level, it's a lot of bus, it's all bus travel, and it's part of the grind.
Is there ever any overnight stays at all, or is it a bus there and back type situation at all times?
It varies. Like when we go to Pensacola, we've gone in the day before a few times. Obviously, when we left for Roanoke, we left the day before. Unless you play the night like that night and have to leave right after the game, then you're traveling throughout the night. And the advantage we have is we have a sleeper bus, so guys can, lay out, spread out, get some decent sleep. They're not cooped up on a seated coach bus.
Well, and with over the last game, because we did our last Havoc Hour on December 17th, and since we did that, you guys have played 8 games.
Yep.
Since we did the last Havoc Hour. You went 4-4 on those. 1-1 against Pensacola on a home and home, 1-3 against Roanoke, which I felt like you guys were living in Roanoke for a period of time.
I felt that way. Yeah.
What was it, 4 different road games that you guys played there over a period of time?
Yeah, we played them at home right after Christmas. It's the day after Christmas, so we had 20 minutes of practice time that day, so we gave the guys 4 days off kind of as a mental reset. So the Christmas day, I was talking to Glenn DiTullio, and he was telling me all his experience. The day after Christmas is the day after Christmas. Like you have low expectations of the game because the guys have been off. You don't have practice time. It kind of breaks up your physical flow, but it's good for the guys mentally to just step away from it. We didn't play that well that night. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then the next night, we get on the bus, we go to Roanoke and played pretty well. Just the overnight travel, and the guys are still getting back on the flow of it. And we're up 3-2 in the third. We lose the lead, lose in overtime with like 16 seconds left or something like that. And then, from there, we go to Fayetteville and played a pretty complete game, like dominated that game pretty much from start to finish and won 4-0. And then you come home and go to the next day, like you say, that's where that cycle starts. You can barely practice. That's the hard part when you have those 6 and 10s, 7 and 11s, is you don't get the practice time to like it's a lot of video coaching. Like you're doing one-on-one video with guys, you're doing game recaps, but when you notice something that's maybe not going your way or the power play struggling, like we really can't get on the ice and touch it, or if you do, it's very minimal because you got to rest. You got to give the guys their rest, and rest is also a weapon. A rested body, a rested player can be a good player, a really good player. But if you're tired, the thing we say is a tired player can be a dumb player sometimes because like their legs get heavy, their mind gets tired, and you start making mistakes. So from our standpoint, it was like that was the hard part, and that's the hard part in those 6 and 10s and those 7-11. You just don't get the practice time. Whereas this week it's been good. We gave the guys Sunday off, give the guys Monday, they just came in for a workout, and then like we get back after today. We get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really kind of getting after what we need to, what we feel we need to improve on before we play Peoria this weekend. Assistant coach
Chris Blasius is joining us right now on the Havoc Hour on WZZN TV. We've got the chat open, so you feel free to throw those questions in for Coach. We've also got Dylan Stewart as well as Austin Alger coming up here in just a little bit, live from Zambrewski's, as we are going to be from here on out. Like there are no more breaks. There's no more 2 or 3 week break because of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. We are back here at Zambrewski's from now until the end of the football season. Hockey season. Football season is about to end. It's hockey season that we're talking about. And obviously, as we get those in, you can't get those questions going. But one thing that Coach talked about a second ago is video practice. And so you're not just the assistant coach, you're also the video coach. Mm-hmm. And so what comes along with being a video coach in this day and era where we're doing everything? I mean, I have an iPad here, I have a cell phone here, we've got computers going over there. Like, what all comes with that?
It touches a lot of things. So basically, I do the pre-scout work during the week. So, like, for example, with Peoria, we'll download their last 2 or 3 games, all their special teams. Like, Ty does the penalty kill, so I'll download Peoria's last 3 games or on the penalty kill, give him the files. Stu does the power play, I'll download, and he'll pre-scout that. Ty and I kind of tag team the 5-on-5 pre-scout. I do all the face-offs. Like, I'll literally research all the centers that Peoria has, all their D-zone draws, get all the percentages, give them to our centers like Stewie, he'll be on here in a little bit, Connor Fries. They like to know guys' tendencies. So there's that part of the video side where like it's a lot of pre-scout. And then there's the video side of like during the game where depending on where we're at. So when we're home, we were talking about it earlier, we capture the games. We have 2 computers. Like we, through the internet feed, we'll log into Full Hockey. We have a recording device, an Avery media device that connects both laptops. We film the game from one and capture, like the game is captured into my MacBook, into my laptop. For the first 2 periods, I'm in the office tagging it, and then between periods, like we all take our notes, and then Stu and Ty, if they see something from the bench or I see something as I'm doing it, we can pull it up. We can basically review it between periods. Yeah. And then in the 3rd period, I go on the bench and help. And basically, as an extra set of eyes. Sometimes I see things, because Stu's running the forward, Ty's running the D, and you might be talking to a player or whatever. They might be. I might see something, and kind of say, "Hey, did you catch this?" When we went to Roanoke, they don't have good internet. We go to Fayetteville, they don't have internet at all. So I'm on the bench all 3 periods. And then after the game, we go into Hockey TV and they have a downloadable file where you process it and download it. And then on the bus, I sit there and tag the whole game, all the face-offs, all the shots on goal, whatever it is. And then move the file, transfer those files to Stu and Ty's computers as well as my own. And then from there, we all do a game review. We have a thing where we call grit stickers, where guys make, not the fancy plays like block a shot, right. And then we do that every Monday. And we do a lot of one-on-one coaching video. Like we pull guys aside, 4 or 5 clips. I do it with certain players. Stu does, we just kind of have our guys that we work with. So it's very detailed. It's very encompassing as far as like what, broad in what we do with it. I'm the only one in the league, like in the SPHL, I'm the only one. Like we're the only team that probably live captures games and does what we do between periods, and it's an advantage for us, and it's the resources that we as an organization put into it because we're trying to win championship.
Well, and that's what I was thinking about as you're doing it is I'm sitting here and a lot of times when we talk college football, we do talk about how everybody has these analysts and they have all these people that are watching film and they have all the mics and they're all mic'd up and they're trying to relay all that information. Like for you, when you're seeing it, are there things that have been so important that during the first period you're like, look, we can't wait till intermission to change this. I need to let them know right now, or is it something that you can like that?
We don't have that capability here. Yeah. It's not like the NHL where they have the iPad. Like, so I have friends of mine that are actually NHL video coordinators where like in real time they can send those clips to the bench. Like we're not that dialed in. That's a different level of resources. Like,
it's still impressive when you're in the SPHL and you're doing this. Yeah. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we're not that. Yeah, I'm like, dude, this is SPHL hockey, and this is what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
We're trying to win a championship. And that was like when I talked to Stu and Ty over the summer and Glenn, they had this role and kind of, it had never been done in our league before. That's what I did in Jacksonville last year in ECHL. It was kind of the same role I'm doing, like part-time. I'm on the ice every day practice. That's the other thing, like working with guys, skill work. It's just small staff. So we all touch everything. Like it's no one person, like, Stu does video, Ty does video, I do video. Like I do individual skill work, Ty does individual skill work. Everybody touches everything. So, and, even Glenn sometimes will come on the ice and work with the centers and, when he can come out of the front office up more on Thursdays. Like we try to provide as many resources as we can for the players. But yeah, from the video side, it's really cool in the sense of like, we're there for the players. The players can sometimes come between periods. Like, hey, can you pull up this penalty kill? Whether we get scored on or like maybe the opponent had a scoring chance. Like, hey, I want to look at that. I want to see it because they're playing it. So they don't get to see it. They want to, but they remember it and they want to see it. As soon as the period over, guys will sometimes come in the office like, hey, can you pull that up on me real quick?
Right.
It's right there. We have it like when you close the file off it's called the matrix. All like everything we have labeled: offensive zone play, defensive zone play, power play, penalty kill. You just click on it. All the clips that we have that I've tagged, and you can go for between 180 and 225 clips a period.
A period.
Yeah,
I thought you were about to say game.
No, a period.
Period.
We can go anywhere between 575 to 700 clips in a game.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so with that, like you're scouting a lot of defense. You're obviously scouting how, the D's dropping back and everything with that. But at the same time, how are you using it to be able to scout goalie play? Because, I know that a lot of times in talking about all the pre-scout and everything that you guys do, I know there's a lot of that where you do go, hey, look, this guy struggles with, over his right shoulder. This guy struggles on glove side. Like how much of that are you a part of?
We actually have a goalie coach, Brett Schaefer, who does that remotely. And, Brett was actually up here with us a few weeks ago, and he scouts all the goalies. We also have a thing like we call it the hub. It's a cloud. So Brett will put some stuff into the cloud, or like I've worked with Brett where basically for the goalies, we'll put all of the shots on goal against our goalies. We'll put all the scoring chance against our goalies, but he'll also put the pre-scouts of the opponent's goalies in the hub as well. So that our goalies can look at it. We can look at it. But we post every Friday morning we put a pre-scout up, and Brett's pre-scout of the opponent's goalies are there, like where they're weak, where they're strong. Yep. For example, like we play Roanoke. One of the things is like with Austin Rotobush, we want to throw pucks in his feet. He struggles with his feet. Like, we've scored a couple goals like low on the ice. So you're looking for those tendencies where a goalie struggles, and you don't want to get too wrapped up in your own head. Like, okay, he's got a really good glove, so I'm never gonna shoot glove hand. Well, if the glove hand's there, shoot at it. But that's you try to exploit weaknesses and do the pre-scout, but it's also from our standpoint, like if we see something that we can attack, we're on the power play and all of a sudden a seam is open, like okay, if you're going to give it to us, we want to take it. Right. So sometimes you might not recognize it in real time, but we review a power play and we're like, hey, that's open.
Well, and you were talking about, like, say, Roanoke, for instance, and the pre-scout that you did there. Now that you mention it, I go back to the game that we did here at the VBC on Flow Hockey, and I do remember so many low shots towards the feet. And in my head, again, novice in hockey, I'm still learning this. Like, I know basics. I'm still learning strategy. I start thinking to myself, okay, are they going low because they're wanting to try to get a rebound off of it? Are they going low? What was the reasoning for it? And so you explained it. Hey, he struggles with the low.
And that's part of it too. So sometimes goalies struggle low, like they might stop the initial, but they have poor rebound control. So they'll put the rebound right back in the slot where, okay, we're not shooting to score on that first shot. We're shooting for the rebound. We're shooting, we want to get traffic to the net to look for rebounds and hunt, it's all part of it, and not every staff does that. It's just something we do here. Like we put the time in, they said, including Brett, Brett pre-scouts our goalies and Brett works with our goalies as well. We all, like I said, we all work together. And if someone sees something, we all touch everything. So sometimes I might see something, Brett might, whatever it is, but we all work together and, in unison. It's very collaborative in the sense of, we're just trying to give the players every resource they can to be the best they can be and help us win.
Well, it's funny that you answered one of the questions a second ago, because on our social media feeds, whether it's X at 977 ESPN The Zone that you can go watch there, or you can go on YouTube inside the chat. We were getting questions coming in. Sometimes we also post this over on the Huntsville Havoc fan cave. I don't know if you know about that yet or not. It's a very interactive thing, especially on road games. The fan cave gets feisty on road games, and you can tell how many people watch on Flow Hockey when you guys are on the road. But we were asking some questions.
Our fans are great, by the way. I was blown away. I mean, at the fact we get the Roanoke, and we have 20, 25 fans. Like I live in Indianapolis, Indiana in the off season, and my wife and my kids come down. We get to Evansville. We have like 50 fans in Evansville.
Yes.
We go to Fayetteville. We have 15, 20 fans, and that's not even to count like opening night when we're in Birmingham. I mean, we had hundreds of Havoc fans down in Birmingham, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, and what you guys don't see, because a lot of times, obviously, you're getting ready for the game. When the fan cave gets to Evansville, when they get to Roanoke, they then start posting pictures, and they're going, hey, guys, we're here. Where else can we, like, where are them other places that we're at, or where are you guys at? Where are we sitting? Where's everything going? So the fan cave itself is it's a little community inside of the major Havoc community that we have. And one of the questions that did get asked, I was going to ask you guys this as well as Austin and Dylan here in just a second, asked about that 5-game road trip and like what you guys do while you're on the bus. You answered that, because you're like, I'm on here, I'm working on the computer. So I have another one for you. Yeah. This one's coming from Eric inside the Huntsville Havoc fan cave. And this is more about a stat number, and it has to do with the plus minus. Yep. He's like, I see it. I know that a plus is good and a minus is bad, but how do you get to that number? Okay, so I'll try to explain this as simple as I can. So it's basically, if you score while you're on the power play, you don't get anything because you have a man advantage. Okay. Basically, the expectation is you're going to score. If you give up a shorthanded, like if you give up a goal on the penalty kill, you don't get a minus because you're basically expected to get scored on. If you score a shorthanded goal, you get a plus, and if you're on the ice while you give up a shorthanded goal, you get a minus. Anything that happens 5-on-5, you get like if you score a goal, the 5 guys on that ice get a plus, not just the guys who scored and get the assist. All 5 guys will get a plus. If you give up a goal, even strength, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, you get a minus. Okay. The guys who are on the ice get the minus for it. And as you're explaining this, I'm now wanting to like look something up, because I'm like, okay, now I want to look this up, because I'm looking and I'm going, okay, so like somebody like McCabe, who he is suspended for 1 game because of what happened.
Yeah, don't get us started on that.
I know. Trust me, fan cave's already been feisty about that. But when when you get into a situation like that, and I'm starting to sit here and think to myself, okay, look at the plus minus. He has a solid plus minus. Yep. So that means that when he's on the ice, no matter the grouping on that, something positive happens more than what it does. Or more than what happens with others.
I think part of it is like if you go look in the standings, we're first place. We're 19-5-3, I think. And our goal differential is really high. So it's really hard when you're really good to be at a minus. Like if you're a minus on a really good team, that's not real. That's
like right now. Yeah. I'm looking at like active players and all this. Like, I mean, I'm just trying to see here, like, we have some players, or we've seen some players that have like a plus 19 and a plus 13. I mean, with you guys and the fact that you're number 1 in the league right now, it's because of how well you guys are doing 5-on-5.
5-on-5, yeah. Yes. We've actually scored a couple shorthanded goals, but yeah, we're 5-on-5. We're a really good team. And we have a big goal differential. We obviously 14 games above 500. So, I mean, that's
pretty good. It's pretty solid.
But if you look at if you probably go the other way and look at the guys in Pensacola and Macon with losing records, or, some of the teams actually have winning records and like a minus goal differential, you'll see a lot of guys with minus.
Yeah. Like right now, Dylan is at plus 9. And then you also have Austin's at plus 6. Yep. With some of those, like I'm just pulling that up live. So that's what that means. All right. So Coach has been joining us right now. We absolutely appreciate it, because I promise you the video side of this and the nerd in me of you going and breaking all this down is absolutely amazing. Like at a point, I'm also like, so Coach, how do I get on this email chain that you guys have to get this breakdown of what's happening in there? Because that part of it and the scouting of it is so tremendous and amazing on this. So thank you for hopping on with us and all this. By the way, if you couldn't tell, as you're watching on WZZN TV, this man hosted his own radio show at some point in time. Where was it that you hosted the show at?
So I was in Wilmer, Minnesota, coaching junior hockey, and Friday mornings before during our home games, we would have our morning skate from 10 to 10:30, whatever. The radio station was literally 2 blocks down the street. I'd hop off really quick, change, and go to the radio station by the sports director there, Todd Burgess, and I, like, we called it basically the Warhawk radio show. And I would get on day of the game. We would talk about that weekend's games. If we were on the road, then I would come in Monday morning and do the recap. It's the same thing. Like his radio show was from 10 to 1. I would come in from basically noon to 1, around basically the third hour. And on Mondays, after we were on the road on Friday, and do the Monday noon to 1. But on home games, I would do the Friday 11 to 11:30.
All right, so Coach Blaish has been with us. So coming up this weekend, because the games are going on this weekend, we haven't changed any times. Everything is still a go, even with the weather. This weekend, if you don't see him on the ice or on the bench for the first 2 periods, now you know why that they're going to see you in the third period. So, Coach, we really appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you so much. No problem. We got more coming up here in just a few moments because Dylan Stewart as well as Austin Alger is going to be joining us here at the table for the Havoc Hour. So start getting those questions in as we continue from Zambruski's on WZZN TV and 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
97.7 ESPN The Zone. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Hi folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
In football and in finance, the best offense is a good defense. Neighbors Wealth Management has joined forces with Alliance Group to provide Alabamans with world-class financial service on both sides of the ball. Get the expertise to grow your wealth and protect your assets all under one roof. Give us a call and let's work together to turn your personal financial franchise into a perennial powerhouse. 256-469-2324 or visit us at neighborswealthmanagement.com. That number again is 256-469-2324 or neighborswealthmanagement.com.
Listen to the Havoc Hour on Tuesdays live from Zambruski's upstairs at the Ice Sports Complex, the Huntsville Havoc's home away from home. And Havoc fans, you can earn reward points for attending. Presented by Stockton Mortgage.
In MLS 8259.
On 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Yeah, blue on black, tears on a river, push on a shove, don't mean much.
As we continue on WZZN TV and the Havoc Hour, Joe Hunk joined by two Huntsville Havoc players, which you're going to get to know a little bit more about. We're barely ever going to be actually talking a little bit of hockey with these guys because you see that enough whenever you're on the ice. So what we want you to do right now, as you are watching on WZZN TV, is we want you to get your questions in as we continue throughout this evening. Now, we know that we've been kind of off for a few weeks, so a lot of Havoc fans were kind of asking while you guys were on the road, like, hey, are they doing the show back at Zambruski's? We took a couple weeks off because of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, but now you guys are back here. You've been on a 5-game road trip. It's kind of been a little hectic for you guys, and maybe one of us at the table is now the SPHL Player of the Month, not going to lean this way, but Austin Alger is going to be that, as we're joined by him and Dylan Stewart. First off, I apologize to you, and I said this before the show. I've screwed your name up multiple times during the first probably 2 or 3 broadcasts. Totally my fault, and but I wanted to say that to you, straight up, just letting you know. Okay, so I apologize getting that in there. Now for you guys, it is one question that we've actually already got in before we even started talking. Devin actually wants to know, like, how are you guys liking Huntsville in your time that you've been here? Because, again, you've only been, pros for a couple of years, and now you're kind of getting used to Huntsville. But how do you like it so far?
I love it so far. Obviously, I haven't been here that long. I think Stu's obviously been here a little bit. And
yeah.
I've loved every second of it so far. The guys are great. The fans are awesome. It's just...
Are you laughing at the fact that we're all freaking out right now because Friday there may be some snow and ice, and you're like, dude, I'm from Michigan. You too. Yeah. I know you're from Canada. This is nothing for you guys. I get it. But
yeah, no, that is funny to me.
Well, it is because, we're all sitting here, and I was even telling Coach beforehand before he rocked out, I was like, hey, look, if I can get to the arena on Friday and Saturday night, I'm going to be on the bench with you guys. Like, if I can get there, and he's looking at me going, that every one of us is from the north, right? Like, this is kind of funny to us that we're all kind of freaking out over this ice storm. So yeah, so that was one of the questions. Now for you, and seriously, SPHL Player of the Month, we've got players that have been asking about it. Like, when you get told that you are that, first off, how'd you find out?
I'm pretty sure I woke up from a nap on the bus to a message from Frizy saying congrats, and I had no idea what it was for. And then I opened my phone, and there was an Instagram post, and then it clicked. But yeah, I didn't see it coming, but obviously it's an awesome feeling, and the recognition from obviously the fans is awesome, but the teammates, it's special. We have a really tight-knit group here, and just having all those guys to lean on and be there for me, it's been special so far. All
right, now last actual real hockey question for you, because I was on the call for the Fayetteville Marksman game. You won Rookie of the Year there. Is there any sort of excitement when you do score a goal like you did in that? I see the smile. That's the answer right there. I don't even need you to answer that now. Yeah, he's just smiling. So cool. We're just going to go ahead and move on. So yeah, so you have those and all this, but at the same time, you guys are on this road trip, and one of the first questions that we got here tonight was about 5 days on the road. What in heaven's name are you guys doing? I know you said you were sleeping, but what do you guys do 5 days on the road? You've got to go to Virginia, Indiana, North Carolina, and you're on the bus the entire time.
The first stop always is Texas Roadhouse. It's a staple for our team. We've been doing it since last year. Kind of just gets the boys all together, get a big steak in us before a game, or we usually leave a day early if the trip's a little long. And then on the bus, this bus trip, I started Squid Games too. A lot of the boys were watching, so I wanted to get in the loop. And so, yeah, I just did that. And
how far are you in?
I finished last night, actually.
Dang it. I just started the first episode. I have a wife that doesn't like the game, so I try to watch it when she's not around. I've only gotten through the first episode of season 2.
Huge cliffhanger at the end.
Dude, don't even tell me that, okay? I was able to watch Raw last night, but I couldn't watch Squid Games.
Me and Fish were watching Raw yesterday too.
See? Yeah. Okay, so then wrestling. Which one? Favorite wrestler? What do you got right now?
I like Seth Rollins.
See?
And I'm excited about John Cena on his last run.
On his farewell tour?
Yeah.
On this whole thing?
Yeah, nice to see The Undertaker last night too.
Did you like the Raw on Netflix? Could you tell it was different?
I thought it was definitely different. I would have liked if The Rock would have stayed in character instead of being all corporate.
Yes.
And I expected a little more out of the CM Punk Seth Rollins match. That's the match I've been waiting for since 2015.
Yeah.
There's a lot of finishers in the match, but it was good. But I think they're building for something more down the road.
Yeah, you could kind of tell at the end when they were like, "Hey, man, like, can he give this up now? And you're like, no, this is a little bit. I also want to know where Becky was, because there was a tease on this. Do you know anything about wrestling? Okay, cool. I could kind of tell. So Dylan and I, we've got a conversation going right now. So yeah, like, no Becky Lynch, none of that. She was teased for being there. You kind of saw all of it. I did kind of like Travis Barker. Or Travis Scott.
I thought he was going to perform, so I was pretty excited.
And then he comes out and he's doing what he's doing, and everybody's like, yeah, we're on Netflix now. You're definitely not on USA Network anymore. If you haven't watched it, you don't know what we're talking about, just go back, watch the Jey Uso match, you'll know what we're talking about. So, haven't been able to watch Squid Game, so you watch that when you're not sleeping. What are you doing?
I'm also watching Squid Game. That I'm listening to music a lot, or doing Wordle. Just random miscellaneous things to keep me busy, but usually just annoying Jack, or sometimes I'll go mess with Stu, but I'm bored on there. I need help.
Okay, can you help me out with Jack? Because we had him on the very last show that we did. Okay, December 17th. You know, obviously he's been having a great season. Everybody hears it's like, I love Jack. Oh my God. So you have all this. That man, he's like literally the direct opposite of what you think of with a lot of hockey players. Like, we were joking around. I was like, dude, you going to do anything for Christmas? You going to do anything for New Year's? He's like, man, I'd like to actually sit at home and drink some wine. And I'm like, seriously? Is that really what he's like the whole time?
I live with Jack.
Okay, now we got his roommate. Here we go.
On Christmas, I live with Jack and Buster. We, before every game, like on a Thursday, we'll go to the farmer's market and buy a steak, cook a sweet potato, and Brussels sprouts. Jack cooks green beans. He's not a Brussels sprout guy. And then we played after Christmas on Boxing Day. So we listened to Christmas music all day. We opened our gifts, FaceTimed our family, and then we had a nice dinner, which is good. We don't have that much time for Christmas, but we got to hang out together, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, so you guys got to have a steak. How do you like your steak? Medium rare? What do you like?
I'm a rare guy.
See? Okay.
Medium.
See, medium? See, I'm medium rare. So it's like, so there we go with that. You found out earlier today, Willie's getting called up again, second time around. The whole getting called up to the ECHL thing, like, are there pluses and minuses with this? Like, you obviously think of, hey, you're getting to go to a bigger league, but both of you guys have played overseas. Y'all done all this. Like, what are the pluses and minuses of in the middle of a season getting a call up like this? Both of you are quiet right now. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting here like, should I not ask this question?
No, it's an interesting question. I think it's different for everybody. And even the pros and cons of it are. But I think in terms of the pros, it's obviously an opportunity to play at a higher level, I guess. But for me, I think when you land in a spot like Huntsville and you build relationships and you become part of a community like this, it's hard to turn your back on and leave. And I think that's a big thing why not many guys take call-ups, because it is so much fun here and there's so much going on. I guess, Stu, if you want to build on that.
Yeah, well, even when I was gone, when the Huntsville season started, I found myself staying up till 5 a.m. every night watching the boys play. So it's just such a culture here, unlike no place I've ever been. The boys are just like a big group of best friends that get to hang out and work every day. And yeah, just once the season started, I knew in my heart, like, I wanted to come back. It's just the fans, the coaches, everything. It's just top notch.
So with you guys, and you mentioned this, and I've kind of been told this like off and on, you can reject getting a call up. Like, yeah. How does that, like, they call you and they say, hey, are you interested? And you just say, no, I'm good here. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, teams will reach out, present an opportunity, and kind of give you like an offer. And then it's ultimately up to you if you want to take it or not.
Wow. So see, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm hearing you guys talk, and it's one thing that we've talked about with the other guys, and both of you have mentioned it. The fan base here, the atmosphere, the team itself, and all that sort of thing is like it's a little bit different than kind of what it is around the entire SPHL. Like, did you guys know this when you were coming here and you thought about this? I mean, again, I know you've been here for a couple seasons, but did you guys know that coming into this about this atmosphere that we have for hockey in the middle of the Southeast?
My coach played for Huntsville, my college coach. So at the end of my season, my last year in college, we kind of had a conversation about it. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, and he just brought up like the rink and the fans and how he had a very good time here. So I knew beforehand about Huntsville. I just didn't get to experience it. Then once I came here, I was kind of just taken back. Like, it was even more than I could have imagined.
All right, so we're getting some questions in right now. So we've talked a little bit of hockey, but now we're getting some questions in. I've got some that have already been submitted beforehand. You can hop in as well on WZZN TV. As we continue, you can ask them on X. You can ask them on YouTube. And now this is going to be the part where I'm going to ask you guys a bunch of questions and really just kind of get you kind of loosen up, because Austin's sitting over here like this right here. And I'm just like, come on, man, you're SPHL Player of the Month, man. You got to have a little bit of swag to you while you're sitting over here.
It's cold in here.
You're a hockey player.
Yeah, but I have equipment on.
You're a hockey player.
Got a lot more layers.
You just told us how funny it is that we're all freaking out about this ice storm, and now you're like, it's cold in here. All right, so for you, and I want to ask this because the first one that we got was from Tracy on X. You've played overseas, and both of you have, obviously. You were just talking about this. When you guys went to places like Finland and Slovakia and those types of places, France and those, what was the first kind of like culture shock? Like, okay, this is definitely different from what I'm used to in Michigan and Canada.
For me, my first year in Finland, I got there in August, and I was doing my best to kill the jet lag, so I was staying up a little later. And I wanted to go to bed at like 10, 11, and the sun's beating in my window at like 11:30 at night.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was weird. And it took me a while to get used to that. And then Finnish people in general are just super introverted, kind of shy, which I am too. But I was just in public, and you like hold the door for somebody, and like they just like look at you. It's not a rude look, but like there's no like the pleases and thank yous that we grow up with. It's just not like.
Is it more of a what are you doing?
No, it's just it's like an expected thing, I think.
Oh,
so it doesn't really deserve the mannerisms that we're used to. I don't know, but it's there was a lot of things for me, honestly. Finland was unlike anything I've ever experienced. The town I was in was tiny. I think it was like 16,000 people, and I didn't have a car. I had a bike with.
I think I just spit. My bad, bro.
I had a bike with spikes on the tires because they get a bunch of snow there too, and I would bike to the rink, and like the fans there are electric, like really big fans. So I'd be like ripping my bike to the rink, and people are like shouting at me and in Finnish too. I have no idea what they're saying, and there was just a bunch of stuff. I loved it, but just the culture there is so much different.
Yeah,
and. Same thing can be said for Slovakia, just a little bit different. Eastern European people are a little more abrasive, kind of in your face, and especially the drunk ones. But yeah, it was all fun.
That's saying something when you're in a hockey league. I mean, they can get that way as well. What about you with the overseas?
Honestly, nothing really was a big shock to me in France. We had 7 Canadians, and 3 of them were from Quebec, so we always had like a translator with us, which made things pretty easy. I'd say like the biggest like shock, but I actually kind of liked it, was every time we walked in the rink, like the first day for camp, every single person goes around and shakes everyone's hand, the coaches, staff. And then it just kept continuing every day. And 3 months in the season, everyone's still, every time you walk in the rink, when we practice in the morning and night, everyone shakes their hands, says hello every time.
Wow.
And then if you go out in public, they kiss the girls on the cheek, what you see in movies, which I never really experienced. But it's kind of awkward when you're the English guy doing it, kind of feel out of place.
Yeah. So, and normally we would actually go to a commercial break, but we're kind of just rolling with this now. And since I'm kind of over this, I'm just going to go ahead and just keep rolling. So we're going to keep this going because we have another question. Now, this one is for you, Dylan, because a few minutes ago, you talked about your college and the college coach that you used to coach for. For a lot of people, a lot of Havoc fans that don't know, what was the name of the school that you went to?
Northern Alberta Institute of Technology.
Do you say the whole thing? Is it an NAI, like NAIT? What do you say?
We call Nate.
Nate. Okay. Yeah. So I researched this before coming on with this. The mascot is called a what?
Ook.
What the heck is an ook?
It's an owl. I know why it's called an ook. I forget. I Googled it before because I didn't know either. I don't think it's a baby ook, but something to do with owls.
And the reason I ask is because when I was, I try to do a lot of research on you guys and all this sort of stuff. And I go, what is an ook? Like, I don't even know I've never even heard of an ook. So that's why I wanted to ask you. The other question is I want to know how well you know your old school. All right. Do you know all of the sports that were offered at this school?
hockey, soccer. They got a golf team this year. Volleyball, badminton, curling. I feel like did I say basketball?
No, there's three that you have not named so far. Basketball was one of them. There's two more.
There's badminton, and then I already said that, but there's one similar to that. Blank.
Okay, so you're blanking. So here we go. The one of them is cross country running.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the other one, which is the one I want to ask you about. What the heck is foot sail or whatever that's called?
Oh, that was a new one they added my last year. It's indoor soccer, so it's like boards.
Okay, see, I looked this up. And I'm like, what is foot sail? I've never heard of it, never seen it. It's obviously not an Olympic sport, so it's soccer, but is it like soccer on an indoor, like a hockey rink?
In Canada, it'd be like where the indoor lacrosse rinks are.
Okay.
They have indoor soccer leagues too. So it's just like boards wrapped around, and the net is like in the boards, so you can use it to like bounce it off the boards and stuff. It was relatively new when I was there, so I never met any of the players really, or I might have. I don't know if they played on both the soccer and that team.
Okay.
I think the goalie may have played both. I'm not too sure.
All right. The reason I was asking is I had no clue for it. Now for Austin, the question that one of them that we're getting is about your foundation did you help do this or did you create it yourself? Was it called My Way? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Like what is that?
It's a hockey school that I created while I was in college. So this will be this upcoming summer will be the 5th year. So it's just a couple month program for high school age players to work on their skills and stuff. So I hired a couple of my college and pro buddies, and we kind of just run it for 5-6 weeks. And yeah, it's been a blast so far.
All right. So now the other question that I have for you guys, I'm going to wait on because it's going to be the last one that I actually have. But Samantha from the Huntsville Fan Cave asked this question. Before you guys got into hockey, what was your first love? Before hockey, before anything else, what was the first thing that you were like, I absolutely love this before becoming addicted to hockey?
My baby bottle, probably. Got in pretty young with the action figures.
Well, I mean, that's one I'd probably assume as well. Is that one? So your baby bottle. I mean, it's like sport, event, activity, girl. I don't care.
When I was young, I loved WWE. When I was like a little kid, but it was all hockey, WWE.
So you and I are going to get along very well.
Yeah,
we are. We're going to get along on this one. What about you?
I still think it was close, but baseball was my original sport. And I don't know. I think I still started playing hockey before baseball, but baseball was always something I was passionate about when I was younger.
What position?
I was shortstop and pitcher.
Okay,
yeah.
So you had an arm is basically what you're trying to say.
Used to, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say you had an arm on it because I'm a baseball guy. Played through college until I destroyed my arm. I was about to get drafted. Yeah, so I'm a baseball guy. So now you're talking my language. Okay, both of you guys were born in 1997. So is it September 1997 and March 1997? May. Okay. Now the reason why I asked this is because I wanted to see how well you guys, and if you've ever researched what teams won the championships, the first championship that you were actually alive for. Okay, so the championship, so like for you were born in September, so it would be like if I said the NFL, it would be who won the very first Super Bowl that you were alive for, okay? All right, so we'll start with that one. NFL, both of you guys, who won the first Super Bowl that you were alive for?
Do we get one guess each?
Yeah.
And we can tag team. I'm like, if he wins, I win?
No. No.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. My guess for the NFL would be the Pats.
Okay.
49ers.
Okay, now he was, I would say, closer, but it was actually the Denver Broncos over the Green Bay Packers. This was Brett Favre's last Super Bowl. This was the one that John Elway, the helicopter, if you guys ever saw that, that's that one. Okay, NBA-wise, the cool thing about this is again, I'll let you guys answer first, but there's a cool aspect of this part for us. Nailed it. The reason I say it's cool is because both of you guys, it didn't matter which year it was, they both beat the Utah Jazz in those games. So, okay. NHL.
Red Wings.
Both of them won Red Wings. Yeah, see, they're both Red Wings. That's the thing, is it was.
I was thinking Dallas, but Troy.
No. Now, question though. Through the two series, How many games did the Red Wings win? How many did they lose?
This guy's from Michigan.
I know, right? This is why you should know this.
It was Game 7, wasn't it? That was 4-2. Who was it against? The Avs?
In 97, it was against the Flyers. Against 98, it was against the Caps.
I don't know.
They went 8-0. They swept both.
Really?
They swept both on there. All right, final one. Major League Baseball.
Not a big baseball guy.
Yeah, that's why I left this one for last. I figured this one would be the hardest one.
Minnesota Twins.
No, that was 91, and I hate you because I'm a Braves fan.
Red Sox.
No, that was 04. This was actually Indians and Marlins. This was the one went to Game 7, and that happened in October right after you were born. So that was it. So yeah, the Red Wings one I figured you would actually get, and that was So there's that one. Okay, Trevor on X. Which player on the team would win a Coke race? And you know what the race I'm talking about is during one of the first one of the first timeouts that you guys have, and I'm talking about Coke cans. Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and regular Coke. They bring 3 fans onto the ice to race. Who would win it from the team?
I think Cole Reginaldo would. Fast, feisty.
Yeah.
He'd just push you out of the way, get right to the end.
Who would you guys like to see racing this thing? If you guys could get out on the ice,
Buster.
That was so easy for me. It's like I so want to see Buster do this. Okay, now here's one of the last questions that I have, and this is a very serious question that I have for you guys. Who chooses the music before games?
Reg.
And then if we need to right the ship, Robbie Fisher will play his old school rock playlist.
Okay, so who played this?
Shining, shimmering,
Gotta be Reg.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not sure, though.
So
is this from the dressing room?
Yes. So what happens is every single game I just kind of walk through the dressing room and just walk through the hallway, say hello to everybody. Against Roanoke, I'm walking through and I hear this and I'm going, what in heaven's name? Why are we listening to A Whole New World before we're about to go out and play a hockey game?
Reg is well-versed, man. He can slow it down. He can take it wherever. He's talented. So this would probably be Reg.
I was like, okay, like this was, matter of fact, I can even pull it up. I have notes that I always take just randomly. This was one of the notes I said, okay, I've got to ask about who in heaven's name picked out A Whole New World to play before the games. I was like, I've got to have it for him. Like, I need to know who's picking this out before that. So if it was you picking it out, what would the music be?
Probably hip hop rap, if it were up to me, or dance music. I don't know. Stu's been he's been subject to my playlist a couple of times now, so I'm all over the place.
Yeah, he's very good. I'd probably want to play rap, but I've learned over the last few years that people don't really like listening to rap, so you got to play some house music or EDM.
Well, see, and that's the reason why I like for us and for the show, I got rocked because I didn't think that either one of you guys would be like rap guys on this, because like for us over on the Morning Blitz every single day, like I've added a ton of rap music to it. So I'm going, hold up now. Like now I'm wanting to hear this whole rap. So when we're talking about rap music, what are we talking here?
Big Drake fan. Are you Drake or Kendrick?
Oh, see, now for me, I'm just back in the back, man. I'm not even picking sides. Okay,
Nah, I like both.
Yeah.
Drake is always my number one on the Apple Music.
Okay,
rap. Travis Scott, like him a lot. 21 Savage, Big X the Plug.
I was about to say, like, it's like last night with WWE when they started playing Fiend. You're like, yes, okay, I'm good with this. Okay, so yeah, so and what was yours?
Big X the Plug and Lil Baby. I'm not picky with rap, honestly.
Well, the reason I'm asking is can we get some of these songs put into the rotation during the games? Because I mean, obviously, you have the classics that you play, but I'm also sitting here thinking like, okay, we add some of these stuff. First off, we got to make sure it's edited, but it's going to have a little bit of a beat to it. So that's why I was asking.
They've been playing Fiend before puck drops at home games. They're getting me fired up,
dude. If you can't get fired up from that intro already, like seriously, like I get chill bumps just seeing the intro with you guys on this.
The intro yet?
You haven't, dude. This thing is amazing. Like when we're talking with Coach about all the video editing and all that other stuff that he does. And then you add the fact that you guys are up here when it comes to that sort of stuff above the SPHL. And then you add in the video intro, the lights, the sounds, the video on the ice and all that. Dude, You guys, if you can't come out from underneath that Havoc logo and not be fired up, I'm kind of sad. And the fact you haven't, dude, you need to see this.
I'm fired up regardless, but I do want to see it.
Man, see? Okay, so if you want Fiend during the puck drop.
Yeah, right before the first puck drop, they were blasting it the last few games.
All right, that is a request from Stu, okay? Most of the time, he's going to be the one that's going to be taking the opening puck drop. So can we go ahead and just get Fiend for him? So Friday and Saturday night, if at any point in time we say you hear Fiend, just know it's because they're watching Havoc hockey, okay? And they're watching the Havoc Hour. If you had a choice.
A rap one? Let me think.
We've only got 10 minutes, man.
You just played Missy Elliott in the car on the way here.
That's true.
Dude, you watched Missy?
Yeah.
Like, which Missy, though?
Which one are we listening to? There's a couple on that
Music
playlist.
make me lose control.
Yeah. That one's a banger. If we throw Missy Elliott on when I'm coming out, it's over.
Okay, who do I have to pay to get the music changed? Now I need to figure that out. Who do I need to pay to get the music changed so we can get Missy? So when you score a goal, instead of doing the, you guys suck or we just beat you and all that, if we get Missy played.
Yeah, if Lose Control by Missy Elliott comes on.
Okay. All right, that's a request as well. Havoc Hour, I know everybody from the team is watching. Missy Elliott and Fiend for whenever puck drops right before the opening puck drop. All right, we good? Okay, we're going to work on that. All right, guys, look, seriously. Love you guys. You guys are absolutely fantastic and so much fun to watch. And I did forget one question that I cannot ask anybody else except for this man right here. And before we let you go, because I just remembered it as I looked down on my notes, do you happen to know what hockeyfights.com is?
Yes.
I see now why he's smiling. Do you know how many of your past fights are on hockeyfights.com?
Well, I know I've only dropped the gloves intentionally once.
Okay. Who was it against?
Blake Barger.
Okay. And that was back in 2014?
Yeah.
Okay. There was one, I believe, last year. Do you remember it?
No.
Okay, so since you don't remember it, it was against Peoria. And it was Zach Wilkie, and it was in the middle of a scrum right behind the goal after they scored, and you and him went at it. That's on there. Just want to see if you remember. I mean, he's not playing on Friday night because he's also suspended, but just letting you know, it happened against Peoria. Just not saying anything. Okay.
Yeah,
I like how you're smiling. I love how you're smiling on it. All right, guys, look, I appreciate it. Seriously, congratulations on the SPHL Player of the Month. We're going to work on getting Fiend for you. We're going to work on getting Missy Elliott for you. We're going to try to get that going on there. And guys, seriously, I appreciate it so much. And it's so much fun to have you guys here and talking about this and letting the Havoc fans kind of get to know you guys just a little bit better. Because I'm telling you, the fan cave, when you guys are on the road and everybody's watching on Flow Hockey, the fan cave is like going crazy for y'all's games right now. It is so much fun. And I think it's Roanoke that basically just plays with one light bulb above the entire ice. Can we work on that? Because I feel like you guys are playing in the dark.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
All right. We'll come back. We'll wrap everything up from Zambrewski's as we are finishing up the Havoc Hour here on WCZN TV and 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
In football and in finance, the best offense is a good defense. Neighbors Wealth Management has joined forces with Alliance Group to provide Alabamans with world-class financial service on both sides of the ball. Get the expertise to grow your wealth and protect your assets all under one roof. Give us a call and let's work together to turn your personal financial franchise into a perennial powerhouse. 256-469-2324 or visit us at neighborswealthmanagement.com. That number again is 256-469-2324 or neighborswealthmanagement.com.
Listen to the Havoc Hour on Tuesdays live from Zambrewski's upstairs at the Ice Sports Complex, the Huntsville Havoc's home away from home. And Havoc fans, you can earn reward points for attending. Presented by Stockton Mortgage.
In MLS 8259.
On 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Met her down at LA. She said that she saw me walking in about a mile away. Drew just had to take her phone and
wrapping up the Havoc Hour on WZZN TV, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Bailey is standing up, so I'm going to stand up as well as Bailey is joining us after he, as well as John, have been working all this time on Zone TV. So first off, to you guys, before we wrap up, thank both of you guys so much for everything because now you want to hop on. Now you want to hop on. Now, as we're about to wrap up, now you want to hop on the mic.
Look, it's not often where you guys just get to be alone, get to talk and all that stuff.
Well, not a couple.
We were about to have a moment, and then you came in.
It was one of the first times I remember you joined the show, and I think it was a Thursday, and I remember I was sick, and it was cold, and I don't know if it was cold or not. I was just sick at the time, and you guys had a wonderful show, and I felt very left out. So
I remember that because it was like one of the first shows.
And you had John on.
And John came on. It was when John and I were cool. And now that I beat him in fantasy football all the time, he doesn't like me.
Oh, dude, he's turned into a hermit after that season came to a close.
Yeah, he did. And so, it's all fun on this. But no, you guys, for a lot of people that don't realize this, as we've been talking, Austin and Dylan and myself, as we've been talking over here, these guys have been behind working on Zone TV, getting everything out into the socials and all that as we continue this. So we absolutely appreciate it. Now, we got 2 homestands that are going to be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So Havoc just went on a 5-game road trip. They're now home for 4. So they've got 2 this weekend and 2 next weekend. And I say this weekend because the team actually kind of looked into seeing if there was going to be a need or a way to be able to postpone these games because of the weather that we have here, or that we're going to have.
I don't know why that would need to be the case. Here's the thing. If the roads freeze over, they can just put their equipment on and just skate to the arena. Why are we overthinking
I'm not thinking
this?
about them. I'm talking about the fact that this arena holds 6,200 people, and 6,200 people show up every single game.
About
the average person does not have hockey equipment.
I usually just think that the fans live in the arena. That's the thing, because they're always there.
They literally are always there.
I mean, they got food, they got everything there.
No, seriously, they have food, they have merch. Again, every single show. I'm trying to make this a thing, but at some point in time, I'm going to have to redo this. I'm trying to get like new gear for every single show that we're doing.
You should be able to make it work.
No, because at some point in time, I run out of all the menswear stuff, and then we start getting to like they have this like cut off Havoc shirt.
I cannot wait until that episode.
I mean, it will be like March and April, so it will be a little bit warmer. But I'm not rocking the belly shirt coming in here for everybody. So I've got a hat, I've got a couple of hats, but we have that. But like coming up, we have, and the reason why this is such a big thing, and we do want to say is even though we do have some weather going on that, you know, may hinder you getting to the arena. Games are still on right now, but the important thing about this is that they are taking on Peoria, which is the number 2 team in the SPHL. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now, and they're only 1 point behind the Havoc. So the ice storm could not hit at a worse time right now. And that's why I'm saying is this. The other thing is happening is Friday night is going to be glow night.
That's what I'm talking about. This is something that is so interesting that the Havoc are doing that I think the kids are going to get a kick out of, and honestly, all the adults as well. It's going to be sick.
What's going to be really cool is the fact that they're going to have the glow-in-the-dark jerseys where the numbers are going to be kind of glow-in-the-dark. So even when the national anthem is playing and all the lights are just on the singer of the national anthem, you're still going to be able to see the numbers and all of that on Friday night.
You know, they can also spray the puck to make it glow as well.
What is this, Fox Sports in 1996?
I know.
Like, what the heck?
It was a flashing light.
You can put like the blue dot on it as,
but if we're being
going.
serious,
we're just doing like one of those like glow in the dark like putt arena just turned off.
Yeah, like they do like the so cosmic bowling and cosmic putt. You just want to do cosmic hockey?
Yeah, you guys got to bet this.
No, because we got the next one.
Well, actually, now you throw the idea out there.
I mean, seriously. Now the next one though, Saturday night. This is going to be fantastic because this is Hunt's Vegas night.
Oh.
The Havoc are setting up a casino in the lobby where you can buy in, and it's going to be going towards charity. So it's a casino night. And so, yeah.
Okay.
See, now I got your attention again.
I thought gambling...
It's for charity. If it's for charity,
okay.
It's good.
I was about to say, I was like, gambling or betting in Alabama?
On 97.7, if we were to put together a charity casino night, we could totally do it.
Wink, wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Huntsville Havoc is going to have it Saturday night, Hunts Vegas night, and they're going to be doing this at the arena where they're setting up a casino in the lobby. So that means you can go to the lobby, play some blackjack, play whatever you want to play, and then go over to the Havoc store and buy some gear.
Bandy, you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking what you're thinking, brother.
All right, let's go to the casino in 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, that does it for us. We are wrapping up. Players are wrapping up their skate over there as well. As we've been going on this entire time, they've been doing their practice of their skating, and they're getting everything.
So jealous.
I know.
That's a great setup.
I seriously am trying to get my son to do this.
Catch us on the Morning Blitz tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, Morning Blitz tomorrow. Let me mute it at least before you. God, so unprofessional. All right, coming up tomorrow, we will be back for the Morning Blitz starting at 9 a.m. We will see you there. Thank you to Austin Alger as well as Dylan Stewart that joined us here tonight. Ant Zambruskis will be back next Tuesday once again for another Havoc Hour right here on WCCN TV. Have a fantastic night. See you Friday night at the arena.